How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Was.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to class. Please remember to keep your mics muted during class unless you have a question. If you have a question, you could raise your hand and I'll call on you and you could go ahead and talk. You have a question? What's your question? You gotta go pee? How bad? Are you gonna pee your pants? You gonna pee your pants? You gotta go? Okay, go, go, go. Go, go, fast, fast. Go, 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 go. Does anyone else need the toilet? Anyone need the toilet? Raise your hand. Toilet. Alright, go now. Go fast, go fast. But yeah, it's good to see you. Sure. Yeah, sure. He's like, can I speak French? I'm joking. Why you bully? But anyways, yeah, a few rules. Keep your mic muted unless you have a question. Be respectful. Don't interrupt. I don't know. That's about it. How many of you guys are new? Raise your hand if you're new. New. You're new. You're new. You're new-ish. Crow's new? Yeah, sure. You're new. Okay, welcome. We got a few newcomers. Welcome. It's good to see you guys. I'm really happy that I can be your kind of entry into our classes here. Like you know, usually I'm a little bit more energetic. I'm just very tired today, so I'm sorry if my voice kind of sounds tired. But I'm good, and I'll try my best to teach well. Let's see. So I had a few requests. Number one, somebody wanted to learn element science. Number two, somebody wanted food science. Number three, people wanted deaf history or sign history. So does that sound like a good class for you guys? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll start with elements. So when I think elements, I think of like earth, wind, fire, water, and magic. So we can teach some of those. So number one, fire. This is just a good one to know in general because you might see this on the news about reports. It's kind of like the flames rising. So this is fire. Flames are rising. If you have an index, you can kind of wiggle your fingers. If not, you could just use open hands. It's fire. Next is water. If you have index or if you're doing it real life, it's going to be with a W. And it's going to be right up on your mouth like that, like you're drinking a glass of water. And if you don't have index, you could use a peace sign and show it like this, say like that, and then bring it up. Drinking a glass of water. 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 Wind. It's an easy one. If it's really, really fast wind. It's like if you throw something, you can see it flying in the wind like that. Earth is, if index, you're gonna use that middle finger connected with your thumb. If not, you're gonna use an open hand. Open hand like that, and then you're gonna go on closed fist and wiggle it. And the reason this is because of the equator, or what's it called? The thing that the Earth rotates on. What's that called? Axis.
Orbit?
Yeah. No, axis. It's like the axis of the Earth, and you're seeing it rotate. So that's Earth. And that could also be like, I think that's also used for planet, just in general. I just sign like different planets. I sign that. Let's see. Oh, magic. Magic. It's like you got sparkles in your hand. You're like, ah! That's magic. uh, let's see. Any others? Hmm. All right. Oh, well. I've seen a lot of different signs for that. How do you sign wood? I sign it like, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Like a saw, like you're sawing wood. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. Because this is tree. This is tree. So it's like the trees are being cut down. I've seen. That's how I've always signed it wood. Um, metal. I've seen. Oh, you use. Really? Oh, okay. Like that. I I've seen middle finger like on the chin. I've seen that. Yeah, I think it's old. I think it's old. I learned it from an old person. You use. I'll take your word. I think that's the the more used version. Yeah, metal, wood. Let me think of some other ones. Hmm? Light, lightning. Oh, lightning. It's pretty much what you think it'd be. I've seen it. If there's a storm, here's a storm coming in, just like coming from the cloud. Yeah. Yeah, that's another good one. It's like clouds or storm coming in. Yeah, what's up? Ice? Oh, ice is the same as freeze. If you've ever seen freeze, it's open hand. You pull back really close, really fast. Freeze or ice. So, in plastic, I don't know the sign for plastic. I was actually thinking about that the other day. But you know, really? That looks really for plastic?
Bending?
Mm-hmm. With a P? A P? Plastic. That's weird. That's weird. So the thing is, when it comes to words like that, I usually just fingerspell because I like never use it, so I just fingerspell it. Or like I've seen glass as like it's kind of hard to do in VR. Yeah, it's like tapping your teeth because your teeth are like glass. Can you hear me tapping my teeth?
Nope.
Wait, wait. There you go. That noise, and you tap your teeth. The coronavirus. Don't actually tap your teeth. Just be like away from it. Also, like with the word mail or like letter, you're supposed to like lick your hand. But like, don't do it. Don't do it. Coronavirus. Don't do it. Like just like in front of you or like in front of your teeth. But yeah, glass. I've tapped my teeth. But honestly, like things like plastic, if you sign that to me, I'd probably look at it. To me, I would interpret that as like flexible or like can like easy to move through things. So like it's a little bit like it might be confusing in some context. So in honesty, I would tell you to fingerspell. I would recommend fingerspelling. So it's like I always tell people like when there's always these like weird words that have like really like strange meanings in English. Like if you or like they're really specific, you're most likely going to have to fingerspell it. like I have people ask me like I love you guys, but like I'm sorry, I don't know the sign for like muscular dystrophy. Like I'm sorry, I just don't. And then honestly, like if I looked it up and I could find the sign for it like online, there's like a 90% chance that the deaf person isn't gonna understand. So it's like it's important to be like, well, how is the deaf person gonna understand? So either it comes to fingerspelling or also like with our last lesson about classifiers. So like maybe there's like a really complicated thing that you're trying to explain. Like then it would come down to classifiers. But when it comes down to like single words like plastic, I would fingerspell. But yeah, I guess plastic, or you said plastic. That one's weird. Plastic. That's weird. You're weird. I'm kidding. Okay. I guess some other ones would be like lake, because there's two L hands. Lake, like that, or lake, forward, lake, ocean, mountain, like you're building a bunch of rocks all the way up to the top. Mountain, hike. You got two little legs. They're hiking up. Or if you're with two people, you're hiking together. Walk. This is walk as in like I am walking, but it could also be like let's go take a walk. Yeah. All right, review. Oh, all right, what's up?
Oh,
Then we'll do review.
I just had one question. Energy, like not specifically just electricity, but just like I don't know if you're low on energy yourself or whatever.
Yeah, energy. So it's with an E hand like this. And it's going to be on your, so this is my dominant hand, and it's going to be on your non-dominant shoulder. And you're starting, it's kind of hard to do without elbow tracking. You're starting up, and then you just flip over. Energy, like that.
Oh.
Energy. And power is actually similar. Power is with a claw hand, and you're tapping same place on your shoulder area.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Power, and then energy. Yeah. You'll see that also in the context of like, oh, I had an energy drink, or like I need energy. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll do a quick review. How do you sign fire? Show me how to sign fire. Yeah. Are your hands facing towards yourself or towards me? There you go, towards yourself. Towards yourself. Gotta be towards yourself. Yeah, good. Good. How do you sign water? How do you sign that? Mm-hmm. Steffi's like, woo! Taking a whole swig of water. Good. All right, here might be a harder one. How do you sign Earth? How do you sign Earth? Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, I see a few of you don't remember. So, sorry. It's going to be your middle finger connected and kind of going back and forth on a fist. How about mountain? How do you sign mountain? I just showed you that. There you go, like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All the rocks, every single rock, you put each of them down to build the mountain. Yep. Mountain. What about hike? Remember how to sign that one? Yep. Good. Going all the way up the trail. Hike. Another one is camp. Camp. You're gonna actually use the rock and roll hand. So for those of you with default gestures, this is for you. And it's like your tent. You're going, you know how tents, some of them are like a perfect triangle? You're gonna be showing the tent. Yep. Just like that. So if you don't have, if you have a Y hand, I would do this and then use pointer fingers. That would be more clear. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You guys have any questions? I saw Shaw first. You're very eager. I saw Shaw first. You can go after Shaw. What's up? I just gotta get the perfect angle. Both hands, like that. Like that. I've never seen that personally, but I'd say that'd probably be right. If a deaf person used that, that would make sense. That would make sense, yeah. I've always used this, though. I've always used it because I think of this like a foundation rock, and you're building on the foundation. That's me personally, but I totally could see how that would also work. Wait. Folding? Folding? That is weird. Folding, huh?
Like a folding table, like you do,
Like a
you do
folding
that, and then
table.
yeah.
Oh!
They were talking about camping
I thought you meant
signs,
like
and I really like
okay.
that one.
Okay, I thought you meant
No.
like folding, like
No,
fabric,
that's-
and I was like, you'd probably just be like showing folding, like a table, yeah, elbow tracker. If you had elbow
I tried to do
trackers,
table. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, that's a VR thing. But yeah, okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, that makes sense because it's like the legs of the table, or like marshmallow. Marshmallows, like you have a marshmallow in your hand, and you're like pushing up and down, super cute. Roasting marshmallows, you got a bit for roasting marshmallows. Hot dogs, roasting hot dogs. Anyways, hold on. Who's next? Hold on. Everyone's so eager. Emeravite, the cool looking amigo right there.
All right, pretend I have a white hand on this and just a rock and roll on this. So should I just the okay?
Yeah, that looks fine to me. Yeah. All right. Did Steffi? Did you have a question? No. Hexa? Okay, Hexa and PP. Do rock paper scissors. Because I saw both of you at the same time. Ready? It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? Rock, paper. Hey, you gotta hold on. Start over. Hex was like, okay, ready? Okay. I'm gonna say rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, it's a tie. Okay, again. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wow! Hexagon wins! All right, you're after. What's up? Now you forgot? Are you serious? Okay. All right, what's your question? This is about weather? Weather signs? Yeah, sure. You want to learn some weather signs? Sure. Okay, cool. So, the sign for weather that they used, it's 2 W hands, and it's like this. If you don't have index, you're going to be doing a peace sign and then showing it, and then showing it come down. I think of it kind of like, have you ever seen rain come down the glass? Kind of looks like that. Also, my left controller is not tracking very well.
W's are the hardest sign.
Yeah. W. Ah!
You good?
Okay. Yes. Okay, weather, rain coming down, all the little raindrops all coming down. If you don't have index, then you're kind of gonna like shake your hands like this. Multiple shakes like that. Because snow is like snow. Because it's like heavy, so it comes down. Snow. Another one. I guess cold, just cold if you're cold. Shivering.
Storm or
Storm, I sign clouds quickly, and then I do like the wind coming in, the clouds circling. Yeah. So this is just normal clouds is very small and slow, but big like storm clouds are like yeah, remember you guys learned lightning? Lightning? Yeah, lightning. Hold on, let me turn on my fan. It's hot. Oh, hot. There we go. That's hot is with a claw hand, like that, and you're gonna start at your mouth and go down. Hot. Hot. And this is cool, like cool down. Whew, you need to fan yourself. You're getting cool. Whew, it's hot. I need to cool down. What did you just say? Somebody said, oh, humid. Humid. If you don't have index, you just use rock and roll. Humid. It's like, I think of this like you're pulling the moisture out of the air. Humid.
Does that work for foggy as well?
Foggy, I've fingerspelled fog, or I do like the mist coming up the ground. I remember we discussed fog forever ago. I've always signed like or like, yeah, like the vision, yeah, in front of your vision. This is like blurry vision or like muddled or mumbling, anything like coming together. It's like fog in front of your vision, but yeah, you'd probably fingerspell fog. Yeah, do you have? Humid? Yeah, humid. Yeah, I would just use your rock and roll, even though it's a Y hand. Just yeah, humid. Oh, it might look like today. So make sure you Okay, go from open hand to close. No, because then that's something different. Because this is wet. This is wet. Like if you're, I don't know how
Could you
explain
just
that
do
with
the pointing at middle fingers then? Like, you know,
yeah,
your
yeah.
middle
You'd
finger
have
and
to
then
do. This is my middle finger, and then like that. Yeah, do that. So point it,
Couldn't
and
you
then.
also do the sign for weather and then the actual weather you're trying to describe, so that you're very
But that would be
specific.
wet.
This is weather.
This is wet. That could be wet weather. The weather outside is wet. You could say that. I would interpret that. I'd say it's wet outside. The weather is wet. If you sign that, because open hand to closed is wet. This is wet. So if you're doing that, that would look different. So yeah, I'd say you'd have to do that and then that. That's what I would do. You gotta show that it's different. It's different. Yeah. So it's just like this is like, and this is white. And I see a lot of students sign this for like because they can't do this, and it can be in some context skewed as white. So you got to be careful. You know. That's why VR sign is an adjusted version with the limits. But anyways, yeah. Okay. Quick review of the weather signs. Ready? You guys ready? The question is not done. I'm still doing weather, and then afterwards we'll go to pee-pee.
I won
You
my
guys-
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, he won fair and square. Anyways, all right. Show me cold. Cold. Yep. And then what about hot? How you saying hot? Yep, that claw hand like that. Hot. Hot. Yep. And then cool, not as in like you're a cool cat, like weather. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Holy, that actually works to cool me off right now. Great.
Yeah, no, but go faster. Fast. And then what about rain? Show me that. Yep, good. Good. All right, now, PP the Frog, you can go ahead and ask your question. What's up? Gold? Okay, so there are so many different variations. I think there's about 4. I'll try my best to explain the differences. So they're all roughly similar, but not exactly the same. So number 1 is with a middle finger down, coming from your cheek, and then go out like this. Gold.
Is it meant to be
Gold?
like your actual cheek or your
Yep,
like
touching your
earring?
cheek. Your middle finger touches your cheek. It's like gold tooth implants. All of these are on the cheek because of gold tooth implants. So you're touching your cheek and then you go out. Second one, touching your cheek with your pointer finger, and then go out to Y for yellow, because gold is yellow. Here, to Y. Third, point to your teeth on your cheek again, then G. Go to a G, because G for gold. And the last one that I've seen is a variation of it, which also means California. This is how you sign California. It's with the I love you hand shape. But because it's like you could go from like a G or a Y, it kind of meshes together into the I love you hand shape. This is the sign. The sign for California is just I love you, like straight down. But I've seen gold signed like pointed to I love you because it's like mashes together. So if you see people doing this, it's most likely going to be California. But I've also seen it in the context of gold. And the reason why the sign for California is like that is because of the gold rush, right? So my personal one that I use has always been the yellow one because I think of like I switch between the G and the Y because the sign for silver is S. You go your point and you go to an S. S for silver. So for me, that one made the most sense rather than a different hand shape that's not a letter. But all of those are correct. So yeah, there's about 4. There might be 5 that I don't know of. But yeah, my recommendation is either the G or the Y, and silver is with an S. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. All right, did you have a question, Earth? Yeah, go for it. Context. So I think I've seen 2 different signs for context. One of them is with the C hand coming from the head like this, context. You start like this and you go forward, context. And the other one is context. So this is situation with an S hand, situation. So I think of this as like the situation context. So context or context, that's the one I've seen. I know there's a lot of different ones. Yeah, context or context. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. So you got a question, Steph? What's up? Any what stories? Oh, awkward stories? Oh, gross stories? Oh, interesting. No. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, not this. Different. Yeah. Interesting stories about anything? You just want like story time with Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. Okay. Okay, so one time I was a freshman in high school and I was taking French class and our teacher had told us that we had an opportunity to have a French foreign exchange student come over to our home and live with us. And all of the students were like, "Oh heck no!" Like they're like, "That sounds awful." Like, you know, we were freshmen, so we thought we were all that. We were really young, but like, you know, we were like rebels, and like we're like, "Oh, that sounds so bad." Anyways, so I went home and I was talking with my friend, and she was like, "You should totally do it." And I'm like, I don't know, like living with like a stranger from a different country. But basically, after about like a week, I decided to say yes. And I ended up having a girl from France live with me for 2 weeks. Her name was Soan. And she just brought so much like light into my world because like, honestly, I highly recommend if you have the chance to let someone from a different country stay with you. It has the most stressful, most fun, most like hard laughing until your ribs hurt experience that you'll ever have, and you cannot have it in any other context ever. 100%. And I was so lucky to have this experience. And So the way it worked is they had about like 50 kids from most of them were from France, but I think there was like 2 or 3 from Spain. And they all arrived on like the plane, and basically like I got to know her a little bit, and she was like telling me she really loved anime. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. Like, I like anime too. And she was like, you gotta watch this anime. It's called Sword Art Online. Little did I know that it would become my most hated anime of all time. Anyways, that's another story. But we're watching it, and it's like maybe like the second episode, and something happens, and I think it was like a girl got like stabbed, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, and she goes, oh, don't worry, she's fine. It's an act. It's all fake. I'm like, well, I'm like, why would you tell me that? And she's like, because it's the truth. And I'm like, no. But like, it's a story. Like, I don't want to have to know what happens in the end. And she's like, why? I'm like, what? I'm like, I want to experience it. She's like, you can experience it with knowing that she's not dead. I'm like, oh my god. I spent that entire 2 weeks with her just trying to explain spoilers. She never understood. I love her so much. We still text years later. It's been years. We still text like at least every week. But she still has like no understanding of spoils. And it was just like so like it was like an experience of like desperately wanting to like get past that like language barrier, but you just can't. And then kind of just like finding that medium of accepting it. It's like, okay, she's never gonna know what spoilers are. That's fine. That's just a cultural difference. And that really would just like open my eyes to like just culture, like in general, language in general. It was a really beautiful experience. Like just being able to see like just the differences in like how like body language are different for French people and for people from Spain or from Korea or Japan, anywhere. Just even the way they hold themselves, it's different, or the way that they ask how are you, it's different. And it was really eye-opening for me. And to have somebody live with me, it was like I said, like I've never laughed so hard, and I've never been like so frustrated. I'm an only child too. I have no siblings. So I didn't understand like what it was like to live with somebody my age. So like that was like total culture shock. But yeah, I think that's like one of my favorite stories is just like desperately trying to speak to a French girl. I'm like, no, you don't tell me the end of the story. She told me the end of the Sword Art Online every single episode. But yeah, and I hate that anime. Never tell me it's a good anime. I will get in a heated argument with you. It's a bad anime. Yes, I'm right. I know I'm right. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's story time with Jenny. I know a little bit of French still. I'm definitely not fluent, but I can speak basics. But yeah, anyways, thank you, I guess. Let's see. Any other questions? You got one? Sure.
So I was told at some point that like the more intent you sign rain, the heavier you're saying the rain is. Is that true?
Yes,
Okay.
really. Also wind. So if it's just a light wind, you could be really subtle. But if it's a really heavy wind, the way you're going to show that is how much is coming. Or if it's the rain is really heavy, you're going to be showing it. A lot of weather signs are like that. With like hot, you're going to be like leaning into it, and like your facial expressions in real life, you're going to be like, ooh, like if it's hot, you're like, it's hot. Or if it's cold, you're like pushing your shoulders further up. You're like tensing your teeth. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. That's definitely right.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. All right, Earth, you're going to be next, and then Amber the Vite. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry.
You could just say Amar.
Okay, Amar. Topic is the same as for. So this is for. It's also topic. So if you guys are like talking for, it means like what's the topic? What are you talking about? I know it's kind of weird. Yeah. Or if you say like discussion, that could also mean like what's the topic? What are you discussing? Yeah. Yeah, what are you discussing? But yeah, the sign for topic is just the sign for 4. Yeah. What's up, Amar?
All right, so how you said if you sign something more intensely, that falls under a classifier, doesn't it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yes. Classifiers
Alright.
are also like, so like I said, it's like, if I'm telling that same story about me like tapping someone's shoulder and she turned around, she's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I was like, like, what the hell? like this is gonna be a completely different story based on like how am I tapping her shoulder? How is she turning around? And that's all gonna be told with my body language. And how I'm moving. So yeah, definitely. Storytelling especially is all about like intensity of how you're moving. Yeah. All right, Lone, what's up? Mhm. I went over this last class and the class before. You were here? Okay. Well, our wonderful archivized, yeah, our wonderful page over there, they record all of our classes. So join the Discord and hop in and watch all of our beautiful teachers teaching. Cause I love you, but I have said the same sentence probably 3 times now each week. So go watch the video. Listen to what Jenny said in that video. Yeah, Paige works hard.
Also, I don't ask about name signs anymore.
Yeah. I can teach you about name signs. Next class, if I get asked, I will teach you about classifiers and name signs. All right. What's up, Pegs? Super? I've always signed strong. Oh, you're telling me I'm super? No. The only thing. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. The only thing
Adorable is what she is.
You're sick, but
No!
you're still here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
Oh,
Time for wholesome Jenny. Everyone
I just got bloody noses.
Sounds like you sounded not so good earlier, but it sounds like the lessons cheered you up.
Yay. Okay. Let's see, what time is it? It has been 40 minutes, so getting close to the end here. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss or go over or ask? Hi, what's up? Earth and... Oh, actually, I know Earth was before you. I'm gonna take Earth and then I remember I saw you poke your hand, yeah. Okay, so blood is an open hand, and it's like, I think of it like you drip blood off of it. But if you're like, so if it's like blood on your arm, then you just sign the dripping like on your arm. Or if it's on your tummy, or bloody nose is from your nose. Yeah. You hurt my arm, it's bleeding. Yeah. But the sign just for blood is like that. Yeah. What do you need to know it for, huh? What do you need to know it for? Alright. What's up? Oh, deaf history. Oh, I forgot. All right. Here, Crow, do you want to help me out? You want to help me out? He's like, wait, I wasn't paying attention. Come here. Do you want to help educate about deaf history? Is there anything you want to talk about in specific about deaf history? Like, all right, so I know some countries have deaf schools, and I also know that America has a very popular one, and it's a deaf school in Connecticut, and it's the school for the deaf and the blind. And it's called Clark. And this guy from France, he came, and his name was Thomas, and his last name was Gallaudet, and that's how you sign it, Gallaudet. So later on, this French guy, he met this girl named Claire, I think that's how you pronounce it. And later on, they came to America, and they set up the first ever school for the deaf in America. And it was called CONN, and I think it's RPA school. There's different names for it. But anyways, they set that up in the east of America. And there was another one over in the west. But I think around 20 deaf schools in America started to be set up. I don't know about how many deaf people were in there, but it was, different countries as well began to take up deaf schools. It was very beautiful to see. One or two started opening, and then more and more began to spread because of Gallaudet. It was really cool. So, myself, I graduated from a deaf school in New Jersey. Yeah, and that's all thanks to Gallaudet. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, ASL is also based a lot on the French Sign Language. So the French people came to America and they brought us sign language. So ASL grammar is actually very similar to French spoken grammar because of that. And like he said, all of deaf schools are thanks to Gallaudet, that French man who traveled over here and gave us sort of the beginning of rights for deaf children and deaf adults. So yeah, the Gallaudet School for the Deaf, Hard of Hearing, is still open today, and it's one of the most popular and renowned colleges for the deaf and hard of hearing ever. So if you ever hear the name Gallaudet, that's why, one of the reasons why it's just so astounding, because we owe a lot of respect to those people. Yeah. That's a really big part of deaf culture. Thank you. What's up, Shaw? DPN? Oh, sorry, brain fart. If I'm honest, it's a lot of technical terms, and I wouldn't want to say the wrong thing. I am knowledgeable about it, but I'm not someone who would tell you. I'm not. I'm not a recruiter for the Gallaudet College. I feel there's people who would be able to give you a much better speech about Gallaudet than me. So instead, I'm gonna encourage you guys to actually look up the College of Gallaudet and look into it yourselves and just research about it, because honestly, it's really awesome to see. Yeah, if you want, I could post you guys a link in Discord, and any of you who are interested, you could just read up about it. It's got a super rich history. It's a huge part of deaf American culture, and just in general, it's got amazing programs. But yeah, I feel like I wouldn't want to take away from people who are really knowledgeable about it and have spent their lives in there. That's not my place, at least what I think. So people can tell you better than I can. So yeah, I'll post a link later in Discord, and you guys, I highly encourage you to check it out. I love that college. It's I love Gallaudet. I'll go on and on and on if you don't shut me up. Yeah, I'll take one or two more questions, and then we can finish up and take a picture. Unless you guys are done. Do you have any more questions? What's up? Gallaudet. It's not French. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. uh, yeah. So So okay. So we had French people come from France, and they brought French Sign Language. And yes, you were correct. I think it was my bad, or maybe Crow's. I don't know. It was an American. You said clerk from the. Well, I used to know the name, but anyways, yeah, he was technically American. But
Laurent Clerc is from France.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Mr. Dummy, he has the museum with a bunch of boards that you can read about it, and he has a lot of information on that. So also there, go there. Any other questions before I finish up? No? All right. Well, then thank you guys so much for coming. We can go and take a picture. Yay!